Hey guys, it's Luke from Rower Academy, and today we are going to go over Rower Academy's 2K Erg Test, settings, warm-up, and race plan. We've got a really great document here, but documents do have a way of getting lost in the shuffle. So we figured today we would go over the document, which we have up on the screen with us now, and kind of walk you through it. The goal is to row your 2,000 meter test exactly as you've trained to do. It does not take a superhuman effort to PR on your 2K. Instead, those who are most successful on race day are the ones who are able to focus, block out the variables and the distractions, and row within themselves from the first stroke to the finish. At any point in the piece, the only stroke that matters is the one that you're on. Row each stroke to completion, row each stroke as efficiently as you can and effectively. When the erg starts asking the question, usually around 12 to 1300 meters in, do you want to keep going? You need to answer with a firm yes and keep pushing forward. Come off the machine having given your all and having no regrets. Embrace the 2K Erg Test as your chance to display all the hard work you've put into your rowing fitness over the previous weeks and months. So one of the very key things here in this first paragraph, row within yourself. Race the way that you've trained, race within yourself, do what you know how to do. All right, so moving on, one of the things that we often talk about and athletes ask about is drag factor. We're not going to dive very deeply into drag factor, but we did offer this statement on the document. First thing you should do when you sit down for your 2K erg test is check your drag factor. You should have a drag factor that you consistently use in training and testing. Fan setting is not accurate enough to guarantee the ergometer will feel and respond the way that you want it to. Only drag factor ensures the machine is set exactly how you want. So the real takeaway here is every machine is different. A level 5 on one machine is going to give you one drag factor. You move to the next machine at that same level 5, you're going to get a different drag factor. Also, within the machine itself, based on temperature, humidity, and other factors, that machine, if you leave it on level 5, it can and will have a tendency to drift a little bit in terms of drag factor based on the ambient temperature and conditions. So moving on from drag factor, again, we can get into that in more detail in other videos. We're going to get into the warm-up. So we're talking 20 minutes approximately. 7 to 10 minutes of that warm-up is light steady state, gradually increasing pressure as your body warms up. In the initial strokes of the warm-up, it is not about how hard you are rowing, but how well. Focus on posture, sequencing, connection, the catch and the finish, and as your body gradually warms up and allows you to drive harder and harder, you can focus more on the intensity. Don't focus on power and speed before you're warm. That's key. It's not about getting on the machine and immediately seeing how hard you can rip on the stroke. We want to make sure that we're rowing well, and once we are rowing well, then we can row hard. After the 7 to 10 minutes of light steady state, we're going for another 5 to 10 minutes. This is once we feel warm from the steady state. Let's have you execute a series of 10s and 20s, increasing rating and intensity as you go. We suggest 3x10 strokes at 24, 28, and 32 with at least 20 strokes easy in between, then one final 20 stroke piece at race pace and rhythm. We're all built differently. This warm-up's just a recommendation, and feel free to add and subtract from this template to design a warm-up that makes you feel confident. The key to a successful 2K warm-up is that you want to be warm at the start of the test, but you don't want to have lost energy by doing too many high rating hard strokes before going off the line. And that's key. It's about being warm enough to be ready from stroke 1 on your 2K to just go off the line and be ready to go. But you don't want to be so warm that you're actually detracting from your ability to finish the piece, that you've actually taken so many hard strokes that you're starting to tire yourself out. So now let's get into the test. Very, very, very important. You need to see this test as an opportunity and attack it as such. So many of us get into the overwhelming feeling that a 2K is this big scary monster, and what if it doesn't go well, and et cetera, et cetera. My question to you is, well, what if it does go well, right? So what we're looking at is that this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to express all the hard training you've done. It's an opportunity to express your fitness. It's an opportunity, and you should treat it as such and go after it. So getting in the first 500, start strong. We're looking for 5 to 15 hard high strokes, and that's, in my opinion, all you really need to get off the line. You start in a manner that's going to give you a little cushion beyond your goal split, faster than your goal split. You only want to do as much of that as is necessary so that you keep yourself from wasting energy that you'll need in the final meters of the test, in the later meters of the test. So as you come off the start, lengthen out, focus on breathing and rowing efficiently and completing each stroke. Move athletically and keep the load light. Settle into race pace, rhythm, and stroke rating 300 to 350 meters into the piece. It's common for the split and the rating to bounce around a bit in the first 200, 250 meters as you're coming off your start. By 350, you should feel that each stroke is strong and consistent and that you're right at your goal split. Now you want to hold that goal split through the first 500 and into the second 500. Now that we're into the second 500, it's about staying consistent. The goal is to be right on race pace, rhythm, and stroke rate throughout the entire second 500 meters. Get lost in your work. The only stroke that matters is the stroke that you are on. Let me repeat that. The only stroke that matters is the stroke that you're on. Focus on completing each stroke before taking the next one. Stay away from doing math in your head and attempting to project split averages and or finish times. Hold that goal split as you move toward the third 500. As we come into the third 500, it's about staying headstrong. Once you cross the 1,000, and anybody can get to the 1,000, but once you cross it, the erg's gonna start pushing back. Your goal is to arrive at the 1,000 meter mark, feeling ready to handle the erg, questioning your strength and resolve. Remain steady, remain efficient, remain long, remain relaxed. The third 500 is all about split management and mental management. If the splits drift a little bit, it's not the time to freak out. It's not the time to tense up. It's not the time to work harder. It's the time to check and make sure that we're rowing efficiently to the best of our technical ability and to accept that there might be some drift in the splits, and that's okay as long as it's within reason. Now I want to get to probably the most important part of this document, what I call the Phantom 500. And this 500 meters exists from 800 meters to go to 300 meters to go. Although it's not a formal 500 in a 2K, it is the 500 meter stretch from 800 to go to 300 to go. Over halfway done, but not quite close enough to the finish, the 2K PRs are made and lost. It's within this section that it feels like the erg is pushing back as if the resistance somehow got harder. This section is where the erg asks every single stroke, do you want to keep going? Just gonna ask that question every single stroke. Do you want to keep going? Your legs are burning. Do you want to keep going? Your lungs are burning. Do you want to keep going? You need to answer yes every single time you hear that question. Manage this Phantom 500 section with efficiency and a cool head, and you'll put yourself in a position for success in the final meters of the test. So the finish, fourth 500, final 500. As we cross the 1,500 meter mark and continue to carry our determination, mental determination from the third 500, focus on managing your splits. Work to hit your goal split again, but have the mental flexibility to stay relaxed if you're a split or two slower than your goal split for short periods of time. Remain as efficient, long, and strong as possible. The sprint. Once we've crossed 300 to go, once we're out of the woods of that Phantom 500 and we can sense the finish and feel the finish, that's when you need to start to decide when to take up the power and the stroke rating. Somewhere between the 300 to go mark and the 150 to go mark, start your sprint. Only sprint when you're confident you can cover the remaining distance at full intensity and power. We've seen far too many sprints that start early and end poorly. Time it well, go for it, and hang on. Get inspired and watch the tenths of the second fall off your overall split as you close out the piece. So that's it. Best of luck on your next 2K. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'm available and our coaches are available to answer any of your questions. So please feel free to ask us any questions you might have. Be sure to subscribe to the Rower Academy YouTube channel. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Again, best of luck on your next 2K.